Okay, have you ever walked into a restaurant, you're excited about dinner, and then the menu comes and you just freeze up?
Oh, yeah, totally. Happens to everybody.
It can be a little overwhelming.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, in this deep dive, we're going to break it all down, help you feel confident ordering anywhere, like doesn't matter if it's a casual place or someplace fancy.
You're going to make it easy.
Exactly. We've got this podcast script with some really good tips, and I think you'll be surprised, honestly. Like, you wouldn't believe how much goes into just, like, ordering your food.
Right, because on the surface, you think, oh, it's easy, right? But it's really interesting. It's like this mix of social stuff and cultural awareness.
Yeah. Almost like its own language, really.
Yeah.
Like unspoken rules, and they change, like, depending on where you are in the world.
All the time.
So maybe we should start with, like, walking in, getting seated, getting the menu. What should people, like, keep in mind?
Okay, so first, take a minute. Look around.
Okay.
What's the vibe? Is it busy? Is it quiet? Is it, romantic?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. That can actually tell you a lot about, how fast the meal will be, how you should talk to the server.
That's a great point, actually. I never thought about it that way. It's like getting your bearings,
Exactly. And then there's drinks.
Okay.
Like, how you order drinks kind of sets the mood for the whole thing.
Okay, so the server comes up, says, "Can I get you something to drink?" What do we do?
Well, easiest thing is, water, please. Always good.
Right.
But you could be like, I'll have a cappuccino. Or, I think I'll try a mojito. What kind of rum do you use?
Oh, that's good. You're getting them to talk a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And no matter what you order, be polite.
Right. Please and thank you.
Yes, please, thank you. But you could also say things like, could you kindly, may I have,
Makes it fancier.
a little bit, yeah.
I was thinking, I've heard that in some countries you got to talk to servers in a really specific way, and what's polite here could be rude somewhere else.
Oh, for sure. Always good to, do a little research before you travel, especially about food,
Good point. Okay, so we're sitting, we've got drinks, now we're looking at the menu. Any advice for when it's, like, huge?
Don't rush.
Okay.
Take your time. It's your meal. Enjoy it. Think about what you feel like, what's the occasion, and ask questions.
Oh, yeah, good point. I get so caught up in just picking something, I forget to ask the server.
They're a gold mine of info. They know that menu backwards and forwards. Instead of what's good, ask, what's your favorite? Or what would you suggest for someone who likes spicy food?
Okay, that's way better. You're actually talking to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, let's say you find a dish that sounds amazing, but you want to be sure it's what you want.
Right.
Ask away.
Ask more questions.
Yes. You're in control. You can make sure the food is exactly what you expect.
So, for example, if I'm worried about spice, I could be like, is this dish really spicy?
Yeah. Or if you have dietary restrictions, ask about ingredients. Does this have nuts? I'm allergic.
Yeah.
Or I'm avoiding gluten. Are there any substitutions?
Right. If you're clear, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
And be safe, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even with good communication, sometimes things go wrong.
Oh, I know. Speaking of, our script mentions this funny story about mispronouncing yoki. Have you ever done that, like messed up a word on the menu?
Oh, totally. I think everybody has. And it's embarrassing, sure, but, we all make mistakes.
Right.
I think people are afraid of sounding dumb, especially if it's a fancy place.
Yeah.
But honestly, servers have seen it all.
And they'd rather you just ask than hate your food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you don't know how to say something, just point and ask.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me, can you tell me how to pronounce this? Or even, I'm not sure how to say this. Can you help me out?
Just own it, right? Don't let it ruin your meal.
Exactly. And you know what's really fascinating? How menus are designed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the whole psychology of it.
Tell me more.
Well, they use all these words, mouth-watering, succulent, aromatic.
To make you hungry.
Yes. It's like they're painting a picture before you even see the food.
And then they, bold things or highlight things to make you look at certain dishes.
Oh, for sure. And they'll put expensive dishes next to slightly less expensive ones, so those look like a bargain.
Sneaky. So it's like a game, almost. We gotta be smart and not just fall for their tricks.
Exactly. You got to be a savvy diner, even if it's just choosing what to eat.
That's a good way to put it. So it's like a mind game, right? Just figuring out the menu.
Yeah, there's a whole science to it.
And it's good to know their tricks so we can make, our own choices.
Exactly. Be in control of your food destiny.
Okay, so we've talked about being clear, asking questions, not being afraid to mispronounce things.
Right, all that good stuff.
And how restaurants kind of nudge you towards certain dishes.
The psychology of it all.
But what about when things go wrong. Like you get a server who's having a bad day, or something just happens.
Ah, yeah, the curveballs.
Exactly, because let's be real, things happen no matter how prepared you are.
Well, first thing, remember, everyone has bad days. Servers, too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Maybe they're stressed, had a tough customer, who knows?
So we should try to be understanding.
Exactly. But if the service is really bad, you have options.
Okay, what can we do?
First, stay calm. Be polite.
Right.
Getting angry never helps. You can try, getting another server's attention or a manager. Explain the problem.
Okay.
And if it's still bad, you can always leave. Go somewhere else.
Sometimes, yeah, just gotta walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about like those other things that happen? You spill your drink or you forgot your wallet. Oh, the oh no moments.
Exactly. How do we handle those gracefully?
Well, stay calm. If you spill something, apologize. Let the staff know so they can clean up.
Okay.
Forgot your wallet, don't panic. Explain to the manager. They might be able to help.
I bet most places are pretty understanding if you're honest.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about, the human side of things. We're all in this together.
Right. Okay, we've covered the basics, some like pro tips, and even what to do when things get weird. But there's one more thing I want to talk about, like how things are different around the world.
Ah, yes. The global dining dance.
Right. It's amazing how different ordering can be, like depending where you are.
For example, in some places, snapping your fingers to get a server's attention or yelling, "Hey!" That's rude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You gotta make eye contact, maybe a little nod, raise your hand politely,
Interesting.
and even please and thank you, which are good everywhere. The exact words, the tone, it changes. Some places are more formal, others are super chill.
Gotcha.
And then there's tipping. Whole other can of worms if you're not prepared.
So basically, do your research before you travel.
It'll make your trip so much smoother. It's like learning a few steps of a new dance. Shows respect.
I like that analogy. And what about menus? Are they different too?
Oh, yeah. Some places, they just list the ingredients very straightforward. Others are like poetry, trying to create an experience with their descriptions.
Makes sense.
And don't forget portions. What's normal here could be a feast somewhere else.
So ask about portion sizes, or you might end up with way too much food.
Or not enough.
True. So it seems like everything about ordering, from the moment you walk in to the last bite, it's all part of the culture.
It's fascinating, isn't it? This mix of flavors, customs, shared experiences.
It really is. And as we travel the world, if we're open to it, we can learn so much, not just about food, but about people.
It's about connecting, sharing stories, seeing things from different angles, and it all starts with food.
It really is amazing, how food just brings people together.
It's true. Like, you can be from totally different places, speak different languages, but everyone understands good food.
Exactly. And like we've been saying, ordering food, it's not just about filling your stomach.
It's all adventure.
Right. It's a chance to try new things, step outside your comfort zone, and really connect with the world around you.
And learn some stuff along the way.
Yeah. We've talked about communication, politeness, how to handle those awkward moments.
We've decoded those tricky menus.
Right. And gotten a glimpse into how different cultures do things.
It's a big world out there, full of different ways to enjoy food.
It really is. So as we wrap this up, what's one big takeaway you hope people will remember?
That's a good one. I'd say approach every meal with curiosity and an open mind.
Don't just eat, experience it.
Exactly. Learn something new. Maybe it's about a new culture, a cool cooking technique, or even just a flavor you've never had before.
And hey, even experts mess up sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, all the time.
The important thing is to just roll with it, learn from it.
Exactly. Don't let a little mistake ruin a good meal.
Because at the end of the day, food is about enjoyment.
It's about connecting with people, sharing a meal, making memories.
And who knows, maybe learning to order food in a different country will lead to new friendships, new adventures.
Could happen.
So next time you're looking at a menu, think back to everything we've talked about.
Remember the cultural stuff, the chef's hard work, and the human connection that makes dining out so special.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of ordering food.
Hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you'll feel a little more adventurous next time you go out to eat.
Bon appétit, everyone!